Dragii mei, un invitat special la Dr. H în această după-amiază. Înainte de a-l cunoaște, vreau să vă spun câteva cuvinte despre el. Originar din sudul Indiei, provincia Chennai, a studiat și s-a inițiat de-a lungul anilor în multiple practici yogine, tantrice, vedice, practicând meditația și contemplația așa cum sunt descrise în textele indiene clasice ale Vedantei. În prezent conduce clase de yoga și Vedanta în cadrul primului ashram urban din București, concentrându-se asupra potențialului spiritual al practicanților. Yogeshvar este un învățător spiritual, expert yoga și facilitator al clarității în multiplele aspecte ale existenței. Hello and thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Please try to explain us what this practice yoga is or what it means. Is just a simple exercise or is a way of life?
It is both and more. Yoga can be first understood as a healthy attitude.
Okay.
Yoga is more to do with an attitude. You may do the techniques that go by the name of yoga, and if the attitude is not according to yoga, it is not taken as yoga, it is taken as exercise. So yoga is more of an attitude that can be brought into any exercise or any thing that we do in our everyday life, which is based on the understanding, holistic understanding of the connection between oneself and the universe, and the understanding of how the body and the mind works, and how am I related to body and mind and to the universe.
Okay, and then what we should expect from yoga?
As a beginner, as a complete stranger to yoga, what you can expect is a very practical understanding of yourself that is in keeping with the big picture of the vision of the entire life. In every moment of our life, in every kind of action, and in every activity that we do.
Okay,
yes.
You know, here in Romania, this practice is questioned. Some of us think that this is something out of normal, strange. What can you tell me about that?
Right. Normal, for example,
yes,
it depends on the social context and the average of the people. So in a African jungle, for example, to hunt and eat is normal.
Yeah.
But while we are in Bucharest, to hunt and eat is not normal.
Yes.
So normal depends on the society. So if you take from the view of this materialistic society we are in, when they come in contact with a person who is having a yogic attitude, it may not look normal. But I understand what you say. Usually this problem of so-called abnormality with the people involved with yoga is because those who are pursuing yoga, they usually don't have a cultural background from which yoga comes, and they try to extend their fancies. They want to use yoga as another tool that will satisfy their fancies. So when such a person comes to yoga, yoga loses its real significance and its traditional roots, and it becomes another fashion statement, and it becomes another way of projecting oneself in a special way, because fundamentally it is a ego-based culture where everybody wants to project themselves in a certain way. You know, they know that, for example, high heels.
Yes,
women know that it's very bad for the knees, they know it's bad for the spine.
Yes.
And still they wear it and they prefer to sleep with the pain in the legs.
Yeah,
so
I agree with you.
This fundamental attitude of projecting oneself, because they come from a platform of inadequacy. So when they approach yoga in the same way, it becomes something that is weird. So it is not about yoga, it is about the unhealthy attitude with which people approach yoga that has ended up making yoga look something strange.
Okay, but in another way, in nowadays yoga is something very fashionable. Yes, how we can explain that?
It's because it has something to do with probably, when we say yoga is fashionable, it's more like a yoga in the spa and five-star yoga,
something
hot
like
yoga,
that,
cold yoga, whatever. So this fashionable side of yoga is because it shows that somebody is in trend, because yoga has come in trend as a routine or a practice, a set of practices where a person has a broader view of life. So one of the things that comes from two things are there. One is a person takes responsibility for one's own health and well-being.
Yeah.
So that means that person is cool.
Yeah, cool.
And
yes.
another, Yoga gives you a very broad spectrum view of life. If you compare the conservative theological view of life from which the West comes, or the atheistic view of life where there is a lot of coldness about everything, or a materialistic view of life where the person is very selfish.
Yes.
In compared to all this, the yogic attitude is a very all-embracing, broad spectrum attitude towards life.
Okay.
So it has this thing about being trendy and cool.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Then please tell me, what is the connection between yoga and our health?
Our health?
Yes.
Yoga, as I told you, approaches a person in a complete manner. Before we go to this, I would like to mention the concept of health that is very indigenous to Romania.
Yes.
Plato mentions about the meeting of Socrates with a Dacian doctor.
Okay.
So where they explain the principle of healing from Zalmoxis.
Yes.
And where he says, if I go to the Zalmoxis doctor to treat my eye, he will ask me to, he will say that he has to treat my head. And to treat my head, he has to treat my body. To treat my body, he has to treat my soul.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Nice.
same thing comes in Ayurveda, which is a very integral part of yoga. The Ayurveda, yoga, our music, everything is connected.
Yes.
So it says, Prajna aparadam hi moolam roganam in Sanskrit, which means the root of all diseases is the disturbance in the psyche.
Okay.
And also we have in yoga a sutra which says, Heyam dukkham anagatam. Stop the sorrow that has not yet come. Prevent. So the approach of yoga is more preventive rather than curative.
Okay.
And the techniques of yoga, what they do is they fundamentally bring your body and your mind back to the natural balance which is inherent in our system. So it brings our system back to the inherent balance. This is one thing. And another, it gives you a certain kind of an inner stability where you are able to bounce back to stability if you are facing with a health challenge.
Yes.
Suppose if you catch a flu, a yoga practitioner recovers from the flu much faster than a normal person.
Okay.
So like this, the fundamentals of health are taken care by yoga. So in that way, it is helpful for.
And then is yoga for everybody?
Yes, of course.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing. Now, may you show us an exercise, something good for life?
Very good. So now I am sitting on the chair. It's very simple. Anybody can do.
Okay.
Just make sure that you sit not in a slouching way, reasonably straight, and relax your eyes, mouth and tongue.
Okay.
Your abdominal muscles. Just go back and come up your spine and relax the back of the neck. Now these are the 4 important points. You just sit for some time, relaxing these 4 points one after the other. You don't need to do anything.
Okay.
So these are the psychosomatic gateways where the stress patterns manifest themselves, where you are caught in your reaction patterns. So when you relax these 4 points and simply sit, there will be a certain kind of an awareness, an effortless awareness, which will show what is there in your body and mind. In the sense, you will be aware of the natural rhythm of the breath. You will be aware of the different tendencies buzzing in your mind, which is all the time, like this website with a lot of viruses, all the screens popping. So it's constantly, the mind is suggesting all kinds of things. So you will be aware of all that. And don't click on anything. You just focus on keeping these 4 points relaxed. And enjoy that natural awareness that comes, which shows the rhythm of the breath. It is not concentration. There is no effort. There is no deliberation. Your only job, effort, is to sit straight and relax these 4 points. If you spend 15 minutes like this, the moment you wake up in the morning, and just before sleeping.
Okay.
And probably, if you can, 5 minutes to do this before food.
Oh, why? Why before food?
Before food, the metabolic rhythm comes back to a natural state of balance when we do this. And the mind is not reactive. And the food is able to be absorbed. The body is able to absorb the food much better.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Where can we find you? And you come with another important detail. Sorry, your sessions doesn't include an executive price. It's about donations.
Yes, it's a voluntary donation. Yes.
Okay.
We are. There is an organization run by the Romanians who are inspired by these teachings, And I made it very strict that according to the tradition, the teachings are to be given based on voluntary donation.
Okay.
And it is a traditional practice,
okay,
because the teaching is priceless, and it gives an opportunity for the student to appreciate the value of priceless things in life. Like mother's love cannot be priced. You cannot put a tag, so much price tag on mother's love. Similarly, you cannot put a price tag on the teachings of the Veda and the teachings of yoga. This is the logic.
Okay.
And also, money should not be a reason for somebody to come in contact with what is absolutely essential for life.
Oh, nice.
This is the idea.
Yes, and where we can find you?
Yes.
Please tell me.
You can, our center, we have an urban ashram,
okay,
which is in Intraria Rigas,
yes,
29B of Ion Brezoianu Street,
yeah, correctly,
near the Banca Carpatica on the way to Chismiju.
Okay, thank you.
And we are in the number 24, apartment number 24. And you can find in the website www.Yogeshvar, no war, remember, Yogeshvar, not W-A-R,
no,
V-R, Yogeshvar Punktro.
Okay, a finally question, because I'm very curious. What means for you a beautiful life?
A beautiful life. A beautiful life would be where I am not looking for anything, where I am not living or doing anything for happiness, but I am doing something or living because I am happy. This would be a, if I am able to live like this every moment, it's a beautiful life, because beauty is inherent in the nature of things.
For me, this moment was very beautiful. Thank you very much for being here, and I wish you to have here in Romania a wonderful spring.
Oh yes, correct.
Yes,
yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.